Warning: the following content is satire and is for comedic purposes only. Any comments, past or present, do not represent our values. Some viewers may find the following offensive. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to True North Network. This is episode 155. If you can't tell, things are a little bit different today. We've been working on this for a while, not just tonight, but over the course of many days. We're trying something new. We've got multiple cameras set up, and we're bringing you the first True North Network in-person live recording with all of us. Bear with us. We're hoping it looks good. We're hoping for the best here. But welcome, everyone. Got Andrew here on my right. He's going to be switching in between cameras.
If I'm not looking at the camera a lot, it's because I am in charge of everything.
Yeah.
Brandon's audio was clipping, so I had to turn him down while he was talking. So I may not be paying attention to cameras, but
Yeah.
I'm here.
He's here. Then we got moving down the line, Colton. How's
Hey,
it going,
guys.
my friend?
Not too bad. How are you?
Tired.
Yeah.
Brody, how's it going?
I need to go to bed.
Yeah. Eric!
The legend's back, baby.
No Margot Robbie's tits, though.
I'll sneak it in somewhere.
If you don't know what we're talking about, go check out our shorts on YouTube. Go give it a like.
Please.
So, what has happened since we last convened? I think there's a pretty important topic. Colton?
We, as in Brandon, Andy, Brody, and I, went to go see Escape the Fate, Falling in Reverse, Hollywood Undead, and Papa Roach, otherwise known as Rockzilla.
We kind of saw some of them.
Yeah, you'll find out later on.
I think we'll walk through. So, I mean, the way that telling this story makes the most sense is we'll talk about our respective trips to Calgary.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think Andrew and I will tell our story because you guys have a different story about how it went down for you. But Colton ended up going up to Calgary before us. He had to go do some stuff for his dad. And then me and Brody and Andy went up in his truck. Drive was pretty chill.
Literally.
I'm surprised we all fit in there, honestly. I've got my subwoofer in there that's the size of a person.
Yeah.
And we had all the bags and stuff right next to me. And then
Yeah.
because I had lots of room.
Your back seat is very small. I was surprised you were able to fit everyone in there.
Neither of them complained either.
No,
so
I was comfortable.
the only issue I ever had was that in order for them to fit, because Brody was in the back, sitting behind Brandon. Too many B's. Almost said the wrong name. Is Brandon occasionally would lean down to check his phone, and I would be trying to check my mirror to merge, and there's Brandon's head right in front of the mirror, and I'm like,
Son of a bitch.
I did have to move my chair back when we got to the city.
yeah, which helped a lot.
Yeah, but trip was, it was the trip to Calgary. It's not very entertaining or anything. So we got there, and then we immediately went to go find the hotel that we were staying at. And Colton had some trouble finding us, as expected.
I do want to jump in here and just say, Eric should explain maybe why he's not there. We may have to just bleep his entire thing if he goes, into not a PC thing here. But
What do you think I'm going to say? Why I didn't go,
On a
man?
mass serial killing spree.
you have a bit of the tism.
Oh,
so
wait. Are you talking about the...
no,
Oh, okay. Never mind.
no. Eric doesn't like loud noises. They physically hurt.
I guess I'll
Oh.
tangent into this at this point. I have a bit of the tism. Not properly diagnosed, but it runs in the family. So I can't hear loud noises for a long time or actually at any time, because it sounds like just a big screechy static noise and it makes my head hurt and I get upset. So I'm not good at concerts, therefore I did not go. So now I'm going to be sitting here for probably the whole hour doing nothing because I am way out of touch with this topic, but that's okay.
He did get to see. I pulled up some really shitty clips off of YouTube.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
there's one person that was really good. Well, not really good, but they were okay. They were right up front, got a decent view. And then the other person was too busy moshing. They had their phone out, but they were like moshing the whole time.
Yeah, but they weren't-
So
yeah.
I don't know why they were recording.
It was awesome. The guy was like jamming out. The phone was doing this.
Yeah.
It was like getting motion sick on the recording there. It was awesome.
He got to experience a little bit. He
Yeah.
hasn't seen any of the footage that
Yeah.
we got yet, which we should actually show him some of Brody's footage.
Definitely
Yes.
should.
But
Yeah.
I mean, feel free to ask questions or
Yeah,
you know,
That's
make-
that's true. I
make-
mean,
make some quips.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I've got enough context into what happened. You know,
Oh,
especially with
yeah.
your
Yeah, but we all convened at the hotel. We went up to our rooms, we dropped our stuff off, and then we proceeded to start our adventure. We started by taking an Uber to the only restaurant that wasn't a sushi place, because I think I've expressed on this podcast before, but like Colton's picky about what he eats because of a medical condition.
medical condition. What?
He's a super taster.
Super taster and a sinus infection when I was 3. It affected 100% of the left brain and 98% of the right brain. It's affected my eating.
That's
The-
why he's so picky. About
I think it'll kill me. I've been like that since I was
Yeah,
3.
but that made it
Oh.
hard to actually find a restaurant.
Oh, yeah.
Because there was nothing around that we could go to fast other than Cheesecake Cafe.
and Colton didn't even really want to go there
Yeah,
either.
no.
No.
But-
He went to try the chicken and he didn't like it.
It's my favorite chicken.
It was
That's
really
all
good.
It's just because I don't like that. But they did have good fries, and I ate all the fries, so they were good. And by the way, the staff at the Cheesecake Cafe
Yes.
were awesome. They let us film the entire thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the one lady made a comment about it, and we'll see. I don't know if I'll keep that in or not.
We mentioned we were filming because we record a podcast, so she thought we were recording a podcast. So
Yeah.
at first she didn't want to like bring us like our drinks and interrupt us.
Yeah.
Like she's standing there waiting, like
Should I come
We're
in?
like, you can come. It's fine. We're not actually like
Yeah.
recording the podcast.
No,
She's
we're
like,
just-
oh, okay.
But yeah, we got our food. I scarfed down my food because we had to go. The doors opened at 6, and I think we left there at like 5:50.
Yeah, I think it was
pretty
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
We-
So we scarfed down that food. The Uber ride was hella expensive.
Oh yeah.
Eventually, we did get there.
Yeah.
So for this next part, you just have to realize if you're not Canadian, I know a large portion of our audience isn't Canadian, and some of you may have never seen snow before. We were in the snow. It was like
It was cold.
It wasn't a blizzard, but it was definitely snowing.
Yep.
-10, and we all had the smart idea that when we get to the venue, we wouldn't have our hoodies because we were gonna buy merch, and that was gonna keep us warm. What we didn't expect was to stand in line for an hour and a half in -10 while it was snowing and it was windy with
And
a
the-
bunch of other
'cause
people.
And the
We-
bands had already started
Yeah,
playing.
we actually missed Escape the Fate because we were still waiting outside. But from what I heard, they only did like a half an hour set. Like it wasn't a long set. And then we missed, was it 2 songs for Hollywood Undead? Yeah, we missed 2 songs for Hollywood Undead. So we were out there that long, just freezing and kind of just like, what are we doing with our lives? And
I mean, you want to tell Brody the part about when we were actually inside the corral?
oh yeah,
Which
what it was like
part?
inside downstairs.
Oh,
With the
it's terribly
lines.
planned out. So like once you get downstairs into like the building we were in, it's like zigzags. You go left, then you go right, and there's another line that went left, and you go right again, and then you go to security, and then you go up into the actual show. So you do like zigzag 4 different times, and then you're
Yeah.
at security. And then I noticed a gap between like the gate and the pole, so he's kind of cut in front of probably like 80
80 people. Yeah, about that.
Well, and not to mention, the one thing was they didn't separate the general admission from the liquor tickets. So everyone was standing in line, and the people who wanted to drink were all getting wristbanded. Well, that takes time.
Yep.
So Brody saw a gap, and like the only repercussions of that was we didn't get to drink, which was probably expensive anyways, and I didn't really care to drink anyways.
$20 for 4 waters, so I don't even want to imagine what alcohol would have been like. But yes, $20 for 4 bottles of water.
Here's the thing. I don't know why you guys are complaining about standing out in the cold. You guys are Canadian. It's in your blood, man.
So Brody went in shorts and a t-shirt. Brandon was in his t-shirt, and
A t-shirt.
you were in a t-shirt. And I wore our jackets, which they weren't that warm.
You were wearing a leather jacket, had a bit of insulation.
Not much though.
But like the problem with you is the fact you have no muscle mass to keep you warm because you're a skinny bone boy. So it was kind of bad to watch you because you looked like you were suffering.
Oh, it was my toes. My toes were so cold, and I was wearing steel-toed boots.
I can relate with
because
that.
I didn't want to get stomped on.
I can relate with that. My toes go numb instantly. Like it could
I
be
know.
5 degrees out
Yeah.
and they're like gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it takes a long time for them to come back.
Hours.
Like we were still in the merch line, and my feet were still cold. It was finally when we got into the crowd that's like, okay, they're starting to warm up now, but it's painful.
When they warm up, it's instant. Like I'll be sitting there all of a sudden, I can just feel the blood flow
Yeah.
right back in. They're fine.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the worst too when you're wearing steel toes because the fucking steel
Steel
toes
is-
hold on
yeah,
to that heat
and
for
it's just
so lo- or the cold
deflecting
for
it
so
right
long.
back down onto your
Yeah.
toes. But
Yeah.
the one gripe I had with the actual venue is they didn't have any screens or anything when you're waiting in line. Like they could have had at least 1 or 2 monitors, so we could have at least been watching what was going on instead of just standing there waiting.
Even the fucking hockey rink here has a.
Well, that one's not
That
selected
one.
right now.
Oh,
Yeah.
Sorry, we're
I-
new to podcasting all in one room,
Yeah.
so giving some direction, you know.
yeah.
Even the hockey arena here has TVs, so I don't know why a big venue like that doesn't. But
They do. They had them off because back where the couches were, on like those pillars facing the couches were TVs,
Oh.
but they were off.
Okay.
And, I mean, the other thing too is that they should have split the lines. They were the ones who were in charge of that. I'm pretty sure it was the actual venue,
that's usually.
and they shouldn't have been so pushy with their alcohol ticket. So right after we went through that hole in the gate, it was like 1 or 2 people went, and then Brody seen what was going on, and he ran through. And
I have
then-
Colton by like the hoodie,
Yeah,
just like
you
let's
just grab
go.
my hood and let's go.
And they all went through, and I'm standing there like, I don't know if the wristbands are for alcohol or not, because I haven't been to many concerts before.
Yeah.
I've never gotten a wristband for a concert before.
And-
Like,
well-
is this like a proof that, we showed our tickets and that we're like,
Well, I knew
You
our
know.
tickets were scanned, so I wasn't too concerned.
Yeah, it wasn't.
Right.
See, the weird
like-
thing with some concerts is you have to be 18, so you show your ID when you buy the ticket, and then they know.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I was a little concerned. I hesitated. They all went through the gate. I sat there for like 5 seconds, and
And
went
then he
through the
came.
gate. Then as we were all piled up in the new area section of line waiting, a security guard came over and stood by the gate, the hole in the gate that we went through.
We just got in.
And he wasn't stopping people though. He was just handing out more fucking wristbands.
Yeah.
And you see, he wasn't even checking IDs at that point.
No, he
It
just was getting
like,
them.
Yeah.
it was
And
like,
that's
Sue them.
oh yeah.
Yeah, there
but-
were kids.
and that's the thing that kind of bothered me about the venue is that you could see just from that security guard's behavior that he didn't really care about the rules or getting people in there quickly.
Yeah.
He cared about making more money
Yeah.
because if you get a wristband, you're going to buy the alcohol because I waited in line for a wristband.
Yeah, exactly.
So that was pissed me off because the difference between like when the Hollywood Undead set ended,
Mhm.
the amount of people by the time it ended that like it doubled the
Oh,
amount
yeah.
of people in there.
Oh, yeah, it
So-
did.
You know,
Oh, they had to.
yeah. Well, that and they should have either opened the doors earlier if they
Uh-huh.
wanted to get more people with wristbands, so more people would buy alcohol, or they should have split the lines.
One for drinks and one for general admission to go
And the
actually
thing that's
in there.
weird, when I went to Stacked 420 there, instead of like all the zigzags, the gate went literally right to the front.
That would have made sense.
And then,
Yeah.
like with the actual venue, it was so sold out that liquor booth in the middle was gone. It was just people from front all the way to the
Holy
couches.
shit.
That's how full that place was.
Wow.
I mean, my whole thing with the my thing with the whole tickets thing is they definitely would have known how many tickets they sold before the doors opened.
Oh, yeah.
Way before.
Oh, 100%.
So once they saw the surge in tickets and how they might have underestimated how many people were going to show up, why not open a little bit earlier?
Yeah.
I mean, it might have caused a little bit of problems for your staff because I've been in that situation. But it probably would have been less of a headache. I can't imagine the amount of people who have complained because they missed half the show
Yeah.
because they couldn't get in. We were lucky
Yeah.
that we only missed like one act and then a bit of
Songs.
Hollywood Undead.
Yeah, exactly.
People who missed half the show
Oh yeah,
are
because
probably getting their money back.
There-
That's what I'm saying.
there was a ton of people behind us.
Oh yeah.
Like it went. So when we got there, how it was is it was so stupid how you had to go. There was a line, and then instead of going straight and going into the doors, you kind of went around this tree and then went in again. But there's a park to the very back of us, and there was a gate. So when we got there, we were a few away from that gate, but when we were getting up closer up front, we could see people going past that gate. So I can't imagine how much they would have missed because they were far back.
Well, and then Brandon and I ran into Ash in Papa Roach.
Okay.
And she missed Hollywood Undead, but she said she was waiting for like another hour outside, and she got there after.
Oh wow.
So
Yeah.
it's just poor planning on the
Venue.
venue.
I will say props to our Uber driver. He got us in there very quickly.
Yeah.
Nice dude too.
Yeah, very
I-
nice dude.
I noticed, and I feel bad because I think that's a guy I didn't tip.
Oh,
Um,
he deliberately was missing the
Yeah.
turns that it wanted us to take, and he was taking us in the quickest way that we could, where there was barely any traffic.
he basically took us the back way into
Because
the
Ash
venue.
got stuck on one.
Yeah.
Yep.
So Ash, the reason if we went the way that the map wanted him to take,
Yep.
we would have probably been sitting with Ash.
Holy shit! And we would have
We
missed
would've missed so much.
because we didn't know that Escape the Fate was only doing a half an hour set.
Yeah.
So we thought we would have had lots of time, even if we were missing part of Escape the Fate. But Brody's brother had gotten in there. How early had Gage gotten in there?
He was at gates at like he's waiting outside at like 5:30.
5:30.
He's a
So
half hour early.
so when we were just getting to around the building when he said Escape the Fate finish.
Yeah. Well, you could hear them.
Oh yeah.
From outside, which was really sad because it's just like tempting someone.
And the worst
Yep.
part is they played all the songs I wanted to hear.
Did they?
They did.
Oh.
Yeah. I saw their set list and I almost cried.
Get fucked.
I was
anyway.
so sad.
So what songs I know we missed Chaos for Hollywood Undead, but did we miss
World
another
War
one?
Me,
Oh, they did play World War Me.
the two I really wanted to hear.
Oh man.
I heard all the ones I wanted to
'cause
hear.
we
so-
came in-
Bullet and everywhere I go.
Because we came in for Coming in Hot. That was the one that we just were getting
yeah.
in was Coming in
Good party
Hot.
song.
Oh yeah, it was great, but I can't believe we missed Chaos. I
Yeah.
really wanted to hear that one.
Sad.
I may sound really stupid, and it's because I am. But who does Riot again? Is it Hollywood Undead, or is that someone entirely different?
3 Days Grace.
3 Days Grace.
3 Days Grace? Is it okay?
There's a few people that
That's-
have a song
That's
Riot,
it,
but
yeah.
Okay,
3
just
Days
because I've got
Grace
that
is very
stuck in my
popular.
head, and for
So
some
let's-
reason it just sounds like something.
Let's start
Yeah.
a riot.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
that's
it's 3
Doesn't
Days
Hollywood
Grace.
Undead have a song called Riot?
Yes, they do.
Yeah, I thought so.
Yep.
Did they play their Riot there? I'm not
No,
sure. No.
no.
Okay.
They did. So once we got past security, like I said, we were coming in just when they were just starting coming in hot. So we Brody went in and he got his merch quickly
And
because
then I was gone.
Lee and I were there, and then he was gone. He texted me he where to meet him. So we were in merch line when Bullet started, and I actually recorded from the merch line. I got some pretty good shots, but after Bullet, we finally got in. And how far up front were you for Hollywood Undead?
So like I was 3 people from the like rail
Barricade?
gate, whatever you want to call it.
And then we were about 2 rows behind you because we came in far left. We came in when Undead started, or when Everywhere I Go started.
And then for some reason I was turned around, so I saw you come up.
Yeah, because once Hollywood Undead finished, we saw Brody and Falling in Reverse was playing next because we were guessing who was going to be playing. I thought it was going to be Papa Roach and Falling in Reverse was going to be closing, but it was Falling in Reverse.
I mean, I thought about that afterwards, and like, Falling in Reverse is good, and they're big, but they're not as big as Papa Roach.
You gotta think how far back Papa Roach
True.
goes as
That
well.
that is
They're
very
much
true.
older. They've been in the game longer, and they're more mainstream.
Yeah. Yeah. So once we were in the intermission between Hollywood Undead and Falling in Reverse. We met up with Brody, and somehow we made it to Barricade for Falling in Reverse.
What do
He
you
knows
mean
what it's called
somehow?
now.
It's called me.
It was Brody, but the reason we made it to the very front was a fight started, and security
great.
had to jump right through where we were, and Brody saw the opportunity. He literally grabs me right here and pulls me in,
Yeah.
and we were at Barricade
'Cause,
the
like,
entire time.
We were at the barricade, and like to my left, Colton said it after. It was a lady in a wheelchair,
Yeah.
but she was like sitting on the ground, so it doesn't take a bunch of room. And then it was me, and then a couple other chicks, and he jumped in between me and the chicks to my right. So as soon as he went past, I grabbed him and pulled.
Yeah, so
and
then
they were
Between you and Gage, I think Colton knows a few favors.
I do. I definitely do, especially with motionless engaged. Man, that man saved my life. I was like right near Mosh.
and I'm still this is skipping ahead, but I'm still sad when Papa Roach started playing one of their songs. They started like the wall of death. I couldn't get through.
No.
I would have been in there instantly if I could have.
Oh yeah. No, well, we're jumping through a lot, but we were dead after Falling in Reverse. Like amazing set. They did all the songs I wanted and more. This camera now?
Yeah.
This is so confusing.
Try and keep an eye on which one
Okay.
I've got up.
Yeah, that's why it's.
Okay. Sorry. Anyways, so they did all the songs we wanted. It was absolutely amazing. And one of the things when Ronnie was actually bringing up about thanks for giving us our money and the guy was disagreeing, that TikTok popped up. And I was like, was that the Calgary show? And they're like, yeah. They were right beside the guy who was like, no.
Fucking hecklers.
Oh, the hecklers. So, but anyways, after that set, Haley and me were just dead. So we had to we had to go to the very back. So I went to go. Yeah. Oh, Jesus Christ! That went past my face.
Good throw.
You can go down.
Anyway.
More to the right. But
So because we haven't explained this yet, but so Brody and I were together, and then Andy and Brandon were separate because Brandon has his really.
I did give you a structure, and you just
Yeah, you
completely
skipped.
ignored it.
I'm so sorry.
So what? I'm just gonna let you finish telling your part because
Okay.
you already went through so much.
Okay, I'm very sorry. I'm a little excited, and I'm new at this. Anyways, so once Falling in Reverse was done, he was about to faint. I was sweating like crazy. I was like, Kate, let's go and get some waters. And we were down after that. I couldn't make it for Papa Roach, and apparently I actually fell asleep.
I still can't believe you somehow fell asleep.
I would never at a
Who
metal
the fuck
concert.
falls asleep at a concert?
I just was tired, I guess. I don't know.
I'm
You
tired
keep
now.
switching the camera as I'm getting used to it. I
Yeah.
have to keep moving my
It's-
face.
I gotta try and have it over there when either of those two
Oh,
talk, and then
I
when
get you
Brandon
now.
talks, I want to have it more on him. That's kind of my goal.
I get you now. But anyways, that's about where we were, and now we'll let Brandon explain how their time went.
Yeah, so Andy and I mean, Brody took off basically as soon as we got through the last threshold. Like, he had to go to the bathroom or something.
Yeah.
And Colton was like, "Oh, let's just wait." Brody gone.
Gone.
I didn't see him leave. He was just gone.
You were gone after security.
And the worst part is I said I'm gonna wait, and then just poof.
Yeah.
I was like, eh.
And so then Andrew's like, "Oh no, we should wait for." I'm like, "Okay, I really want to see it, but fine." No offense, but I was really trying to see them. I know. Colton's like, "Oh, she's got social anxiety," and I'm like,
You're like Hollywood Undead.
But yeah, so then the four of us went up the ramp, and we went to the merch lines, got our merch. Andy didn't buy anything at first. We got our hoodies.
Yeah, I got an Escape the Fate hoodie, and we didn't see them, and I haven't really listened to them much before.
I don't know why
So,
you got that. Was that all they had left?
It was
No.
the shortest line, and we were planning on leaving. So
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a nice hoodie though.
It is a
it
nice
really
hoodie.
nice hoodie, and like so the shortest line was at it was Escape the Fate and Hollywood Undead.
Hollywood Undead.
And Hollywood Undead's hoodies were like $290. So
It might as well have been, honestly.
But it was not
there's-
$290. I
there-
got the Hollywood Undead hoodie.
It was the second most
They
expensive.
had different
so
hoodies,
they're-
Colton.
the,
Did they?
the ones that they still had up there, one was
Oh.
$290, and then one I didn't like the design on, and it was $100. And I was like, this was the hoodie I like the design of the most. And then Papa Roach and Falling in Reverse had like 40 half-naked girls standing there. So I was like, I'm not going to wait in that line. We want to go soon.
Even fucking Papa Roaches were expensive. Like, all it said is Papa Roach,
Mhm.
and it was $140. Is retarded. I'm
You can't say that. Redacted.
the R slur.
Hard R.
I spent $200 on hoodies. I bought the Falling in Reverse one that they have, and then I'm the only one who got the Hollywood Undead one. It's
Yeah, 'cause I'm broke, bitch.
Hotel California, and that's got the Dove grenade on the back.
Can I tangent for a minute?
Sure.
All right. This is going back like 30 seconds ago when he said the R word.
Oh shit!
But there's another podcast on the internet. People may or may not have heard of it.
Linus?
It's
Oh,
the Linus. It's the WAN show from Linus Tech Tips, and Linus doesn't realize that the hard R does not stand for retard. I'm sorry, Linus. I know you're not going to watch this, but if you do,
I'll clip it and I'll like
Yeah.
hashtag him in there.
For those who don't know, he said that he has slipped up and said the hard R sometimes, meaning what I said, which is
Can't say it.
which is a slur for someone who is
The mentally
mentally
slow.
competent.
yeah.
Obviously everyone knows what it is. But
the
yeah,
R word.
Linus apparently did not though. Yeah. We'll put a clip here if you haven't seen it before. And
But yeah, he's going on about so and so, used to say like they were talking about watching videos from like a long time ago on YouTube, and someone's he's like, oh well, they used to say the hard R all the time. He's like, in the early 2000s, I would say it quite a bit too. It was just a different time. Nowadays, it's really cringy. And Luke, just his face was just like, what? he's like, who am I talking to? Yeah, it was hilarious. Luke had to interrupt him and be like, are we talking about the same word here? Because I know you. I don't think you've ever said that.
And just the casual the casual sort of gay humor, casual use of the hard R.
Oh, really?
It's jarring. Yeah, it's jarring now. And for
Casual use of hard R.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Like okay, it was an episode of American Dad. And it was just
Really?
like, yeah, it wasn't for shock value. It was just like used.
Whoa.
Right? Well, I mean, here's the thing, right? That was in like 2003 or something, like 2002.
Yeah.
Like I'm not gonna deny that I dropped my fair share of hard R's back then because we didn't even the term hard R didn't even exist. We didn't think about it, right? And it's funny because to me that doesn't feel like that long ago, but to my kids,
Are you talking like N-word hard R?
what? No,
Okay. I'm pretty sure that's how people use that term.
no,
I think
that's
so.
the N word. What are you guys talking about? Am I mistaken?
I think so.
No, the one with the for mental disability.
I'm pretty sure people use hard R in a very different way than you just used it.
Oh. Okay, either
Hard
way.
R means ending
I understand.
the N-word
I
with
understand.
a hard R.
I understand what you mean. No, I'm not talking about that.
so I guess you heard it here first, folks. We have said the hard R before.
And Linus is racist.
Linus, you are a huge racist. Hashtag cancel LTT.
I
Anyways,
knew
For
it.
legal reasons, that's a joke. Please don't sue us for defamation.
Anyway, back on
Back to the
What-
concert.
What merch did everybody buy? I'll get to like my story on why I bought it a
I
little bit
got-
more in the end. But
It's
Me
going.
and Brandon have
it's-
the same one.
Yeah, it's gonna be in the vlog. You'll see all of our different. Keep looking there now.
Oh.
Sorry.
Were you just filming when I disappeared? Like, do you see me just vanish in the clip?
No, because I don't think I started filming until we started actually walking up the
Oh.
ramp, and by that time you're long
Because
gone.
yeah, like you guys, I didn't even know you stopped to go to the bathroom. I thought you were honestly right behind me.
No.
Because I went to because you said we were meeting at the merch. So I went
Yeah.
to the merch. I turned around and I'm like, uh-oh,
What I
no
do?
one's here. So I just kind of like walked around for a bit and like looked at stuff, and then you appeared.
Yeah, we were a little bit behind, but yeah, so I bought this. Andrew's got his Escape the Fate hoodie. Colton got
I got
Hollywood
the,
Undead one.
and then I also got the Falling in Reverse.
Yeah.
Brody and
Hey, editor Andrew here. I'm not exactly sure what the fuck was going on with our audio, but we were all being very quiet, so our noise gate's cutting us out. I can't really do much to fix it this time, but we'll do better next time.
But
Eric got nothing because he wasn't there.
I'm glad I didn't go. I'm not spending $140 on a fucking hoodie, man.
This was
$100 for a
90.
cheap
This
one.
was-
Yeah, it was $90.
Oh,
for
yeah,
that.
$90 is better.
I mean, it's a good quality hoodie.
It
It
is.
is.
What
It's
was?
actually the nicest hoodie I've ever had.
How much were our ink ones?
About the same.
They were about
They're-
up
yeah.
there, and I bought
I
two.
spent like 120 because I bought the silence mask.
Yeah, you
so-
bought the mask. I spent about that because I think they were about 85 because I bought the Motionless and the Ice Hills one.
Just wait for the next concert I go to. I'm gonna spend way too much money
Concert.
chasing. I spent
Um,
$600 there last time.
Holy fuck!
After the
How much drugs did you buy, though? Well, there we go.
After the merch, we ended up going towards this. Well, they left. They broke off because they wanted to go in the pit. But I'm crippled, and Andy wanted to stay back a little bit, anyways. I don't think he really wanted to get thrown around.
Yeah, you know,
Not for everyone.
for my first experience in like
Yeah.
a large proper concert, you know, I figured why not? Like just chill out in the back. It works out. Better audio quality back there for
Yeah.
the vlog, anyways. So
The only shitty thing about us being back there is there's a large pillar right in the middle of like where the stage was. So I did record quite a bit for audio, but as you'll probably see in the vlog whenever that goes up, I'm going to be using Brody's footage just because it's better quality, and probably be linking some of the photos as well. And then I'll have the audio that I took in the background because I mean, the video's not terrible. It's not super great. But one of my biggest concerns was this fucking asshole. Like, near the middle of, like, falling in reverse, this dude just stood right in the way, which would have been fine, okay? People are going to get in my way. They're here to enjoy the show. But then he kept moving exactly in my spot after I moved my camera. So it doesn't matter where I moved. He kept moving back.
What a
And-
prick!
I mean, he wasn't doing it on purpose
No,
either. He
he
was
was
just
just
so drunk.
frustrated.
He was so drunk he didn't know where he was standing. I don't even know if he knew he was standing.
Oh.
Like he was fucked.
And then I was standing kind of off to the side by the bar, and there's garbages there, and I was just recording, and this big fat fucking maintenance dude just starts changing the garbage in front of me, and I'm like, okay, I know you're doing your job, but this is very inconvenient timing.
Well-
So I had to move again.
Here's the thing. I do feel a little bit bad for him. Like I know exactly why he did that, because just for him to get from one side of the bar to where we were, he was just trying to walk, and then drunk people just keep they
Yeah.
turn around, just walk right into him, or they would like just not be considerate of the fact that he's just trying to walk, and it took him probably like 5 minutes to get from one side of the bar to the other. I was watching him. He was
Yeah,
not
like,
having a good day.
I don't hold him accountable at all. He's doing his job. It was just inconvenient for the whole filming purposes.
Well, I will say though, it did work out. The fact that the pillar was in the way during Ronnie's set,
Yeah.
because Ronnie would stand right, the angle from where Brandon was and the pillar was, Ronnie would stand right in the way all the time. So we have the good footage from falling in reverse from Brody being up front. And so, that's great. And then when Papa Roach went on, what's the lead singer's name again?
Kobe.
Jacoby. He was like standing to the right of the
Yeah.
pillar from our perspective.
Yeah, I got
So-
better footage of that.
He wasn't actually dead center in the stage most of the time. He was over a bit, so you could actually see him and tell the
Yeah.
tall guy with curly hair that was drunk was in the way. But
Ronnie likes to travel back and forth, but I noticed he stayed on left a lot.
Yeah.
And we were left. So we got to see Ronnie a lot. And
You can see him run to the lights like just behind him. Like,
yeah. Oh, so like, and yeah, that's the hilarious thing too. From where Brandon and I were sitting, you could see the light guy. He was like, he was just fucking having a time. I was trying to like watch, when he turned around or like take a small break. I was like trying to watch his facial expressions just so I could see how pissed off he was, and he was just straight face. Like it was just like a normal day for him. But I would be like throwing shit.
Like, stand still, you fucker.
Like he's got a mic and all that, and you know that Ronnie's got like an earpiece in of some kind, right? Like you'd think that he'd be like, "Fucking stand still, you fucking fuck, eh? I can't fucking follow you with the light."
And this is why Andy cannot be a lighting guy. Literally just back and forth.
Yeah, my camera like panned. I was like this, and then I was like this, and then I was like this, and I'm like, please stop.
That's why with where Brody and I and Haley were, you just had to face it. You could see him from every angle. So
like, I got lucky because I have that like fisheye, well not fisheye, but like wide lens on my front camera. So like I put it into front lens, you can see like everything.
yeah,
I didn't have to move.
So you got to see Ronnie just running back and forth. I still have my Hollywood Undead one. I didn't film for Falling in Reverse because I was terrified of dropping my phone. I was like, Brody's there. He can do it. Buddy? Right here. I've been playing with it. Here you go.
I mean, there's not much more to share. I mean, the audio, Andrew and I agree that the audio for Falling in Reverse was kind of, I don't know. I don't know if it was the sound engineer or what, but it didn't sound as good as Hollywood Undead and Papa Roach.
At least from where we were, apparently up front, it sounded pretty good.
It sounded great.
Yeah, and actually on the shitty recordings that Eric and I watched, it sounded good up front, but
it was very bass heavy.
Yeah, and that's the issue when you have it bass heavy. The bass carries more than everything else.
Yeah.
So what we're gonna hear further back is more bass and everything. So they definitely had it EQ'd for people right up in the front, which whatever. But
I mean, it still didn't sound bad by any means. It just didn't sound as good as Papa Roach might, or Hollywood Undead. But yeah, I got pretty decent audio. I might use some of the video clips from my phone, but obviously I don't want to share too much because, I'll leave some stuff for the vlog. But yeah, we kind of reconvened after Papa Roach. I think you went up to the front again, Brody.
I tried, and I gave up. Because like, it was a lot bigger of a wall. Because like, when I tried to go to the front again, they started the wall of death, so everyone like backed up. Yeah, and even Jacoby said take a step back because everyone's like eyes are popping out of their head. Yeah, so like I tried to push to the front to get to the wall of death, and I got like 2 people in, and there was nowhere to go. Yeah, I wanted to be in there.
Yeah,
just start fucking ramming.
I was gonna just start like punch people in the back of the head. It would have moved.
Colton and ended up going back.
Well, I was in line grabbing water at that point, which holy shit.
Colton left to go get water in between sets, and we thought we lost him because he wasn't answering and nobody had seen him. And
the line was just that long.
Which, speaking of intermissions.
Yep.
Camera quick.
Oh, yeah.
Speaking of intermissions, I just want to talk about where Andrew and I spend our intermissions. So, bum knee, of course, everyone knows. After standing for an hour-long set, my knee was crying for help.
Yep.
So Andrew and I sought refuge at a table. This table happened to be like in between these 2 lines, so there was people like curving around us.
Yeah.
We were in like this perfect fucking like bubble of people.
That's awesome.
And that's where we spent the intermission, at least for between Hollywood Undead and Falling in Reverse. And the second intermission, Colton left for water, and we thought we lost him. But yeah, it was like $20 for water, which is stupid.
4 waters.
Because again, you're not allowed to bring water in, so you were forced to pay the money.
And they wouldn't fill a cup of water for you. You had to buy a bottle.
I mean, that makes sense.
It was smart water.
It was. That's why it was expensive.
And they
Fucking stupid is what it was.
and they also wouldn't give you a lid because apparently people will twist the bottles and blow them off.
Yep, with
And-
those bottles, you can't.
Yeah.
Physically can't.
Whatever.
But I did take advantage of being in line for that long because this time, so for our listeners who have been with us since Trinity of Terror vlog, I like to promote the podcast.
A little bit.
So at Trinity of Terror, I just was doing by word of mouth. I was actually pulling out people's phones and adding our podcast. This time, Brandon had the genius idea to get cards that had our little QR code, had a little slogan for us and our logo, and that was it. So the whole time we're in line waiting to get through security, I'm asking people, do they listen to podcasts, starting up conversations, giving the cards. I had 7 cards left, and in the time it took me to get from where I was for the water to the front, I got rid of all 7 cards. I was very proud of
I
that.
literally gave you another stack of cards because you used all the ones that I gave you.
I'm curious if people found my cards.
You were hiding
Because I
them.
put them in like hoods, in pockets, like in bags. I'm like, we'll find it.
You'll find it.
I'm kind of curious if the cleaning people took the cards I put. I opened every drawer in our room
Yeah, I
and
remember that.
put a card
The
in
one,
each
I left
one.
one at Cheesecake as well. I put it on their pinup board.
Yes, you
Yeah,
did.
it was-
As we were leaving, I just was
the first
dropping them
one,
in
and
front of
that was- yep.
people's in front of people's doors, and then later on when we went for day 2, we went.
Can I circle back and finish my story, Colton?
Sure, you
Sure. No,
can.
No, fuck you. Eh.
So in between falling reverse. Sakes, man. In between falling I need a clicker.
You do need a clicker.
In between falling reverse and Papa Roach, Bolton ended up staying back with Brody was off on his own. And then Andrew and I were just enjoying the rest of the show. Got some decent audio. And then it came time to leave.
What time did it end at again?
11?
Yeah, it wasn't too
11:30?
late.
Yeah. I think Trinity was longer.
Oh yeah,
or
Trinity was
later.
like 1 o'clock by the time everything was finished.
But yeah, we had to find a way to get home. Now, we did try to Uber, but because of the way Uber works, we were in a bad spot. It was Big 4, and then right next to Big 4 was the Saddle Dome, right after a Calgary Flames game. Very bad timing. It was going to cost us like $75 to get home, or to get back to the hotel from where we were.
Isn't
So
your hotel like right across the street from the venue too?
it's
like
it was like
5
5
blocks.
blocks.
It would have been an hour or so walk.
So
to
yeah,
get
like
back.
15
Yeah,
bucks a
well,
block or something like
yeah.
that.
Yeah, it was about an hour walk.
But so we decided, okay, we'll walk, because it didn't seem that far. We didn't get that far before. I mean, Andrew and I were okay. I think we could have made it.
We would have made it.
But
That's why.
everyone was tired and
Old.
old, and
This
Yeah.
is why I
See?
bought the hoodie though, is because I was like,
Yeah.
okay, if we're gonna walk to save the money on an Uber, I instead of spending $75 in Uber, I'm basically spending $25 on a hoodie basically at that point,
Yeah.
right? Like, whatever. So I bought the hoodie, get something nice, and
Yeah.
I seen the quality of their hoodies. I was like, okay, fuck it.
yeah.
And then I can actually walk. If I had to walk in a t-shirt, I would
Yeah.
have been miserable.
I mean, you ended up not. We didn't walk that far, but I mean, it probably
Yeah.
would have been colder if you didn't get one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, we decided to walk. We left the same time that some people were getting out of the Calgary Flames games. The Boston Bruin fans were being obnoxious as they are.
Yep.
But we met some dudes, and I think Colt had told them about our podcast. And then we walked down a little further, and we ran into some other guys who will make an appearance in the vlog. Watch out for that. And they were nice. They showed us something they got. I think it was like some memorabilia.
It was the poster.
The poster.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, you'll probably see it in the vlog. And then Colton told him about the podcast,
Gave him a card.
and then we walked down the road, and there wasn't really any like businesses. It was just a stretch of road for quite a while. So once Colton and I don't know if you also were wanting to Uber back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we were.
So once Andrew and I heard that, we decided, okay, let's Uber somewhere else, and hopefully it'll be cheaper. So we walked into this empty parking lot. Bing bong.
Bing bong, bing bong.
Oh, that. I don't know what my phone over there is
Someone's
doing.
calling you. It
1
sounds.
second.
Hey, Editor Andrew here again. So just for reference, we were using my old cell phone camera to record backup footage, just in case I forgot to switch the focused camera that records Colton, Brandon, and I over to the full group one for when Brody and Eric are talking as well. And it turns out that I forgot to put it into airplane mode, so it started receiving dozens of old notifications, and it actually ended up stopping recording 10 minutes in. So there's a few times I forgot to switch it over. You probably will notice that. But yeah, that's what happened here. Now back to your regular programming.
So
Okay,
we're in
and
an empty parking lot waiting to be Ubered back.
So technical difficulties. Sorry about that. We ended up walking to a random parking lot, which happened to be an MNP parking lot. And we called an Uber, and our ride went from $75 to $20. So we decided to go with that.
This is a mere 2 blocks.
Yeah.
Like
Literally.
like 2-3 blocks from where we were
We
before.
probably wouldn't
but
even have had to walk that far.
It's
No.
just
Just
No.
far enough.
it's just the fact that it's outside of the Stampede Grounds
Yeah.
area.
hotspot.
Yeah.
So we got a ride. The dude was super chill. We got back to our hotel. We filmed a little outro, which you'll see in the vlog. And then we. Well, no, you ordered food.
I did.
and
I
we
was
watched
hungry.
Some cooking
Was
show
she?
for a little while.
Chopped?
Yeah.
That was
I
chopped.
didn't. Colton was in the way the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
sat on
big
the
heads
end of
in
the
the way.
bed wrapped in a blanket.
Yeah, we went to bed. Did a few hauliers.
Oh yeah.
And then, yeah, we went to bed. Woke up the next morning. We probably won't talk too much about day 2. Not a lot happened. I'll
Oh.
put it in a small vlog if I have time to edit and see if the footage is even usable.
The just like a summary of it would be he picked up a bunch of shit for his dad, and then Brody, Brandon, and I went to the gun store.
Another store.
And is there another store in
It
there?
was
Paint store.
the
oh
paint
yeah,
store.
we went and visited work, and then
We rendezvoused at that.
Well, yeah, then we went for food.
we
Bow
went
Tie?
to Bowtie Pizza.
So
That was
good.
best pizza.
I fucking loved that.
It was an event trying to find a pisser.
Oh lord, yeah. No one wants to let you fucking use their
It's
washroom.
like COVID all over again, eh?
Can
They
you
walked
blame
across
them?
They walked across the road to a fucking gas station so they could piss.
Yeah, but their bathroom was out of order, so we
Yeah.
had to go to the restaurant next door to them.
Oh, that lady was super nice.
She was really okay. This lady's not gonna see this because we didn't give her any cards,
Yeah.
but I should have. But shout out to this lady, anyways. She's like, I've been in this situation before where no one will let me use the bathroom, and I have to go. So, as a business owner, I've told myself I'm never going to deny anyone
Aw,
access
yeah.
to my
That's sweet.
bathroom. So I bought a Sprite from her
Aw.
just as a thank you
Yeah.
for letting us use
Yeah.
the bathroom. She makes like 50 cents on it, but whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So then we rendezvoused at Bowtie, and then after that, we wanted to go find a big, because you can't eat inside a Bowtie. It's just
And the parking lot's very small.
and very weirdly shaped, like the road and
hard to get out of.
yeah.
It's Calgary. It's designed for cars. and,
So
like,
We ended up going to
Cross Iron, is
Cross
that where
Iron
it was?
Mills
Yeah.
parking lot. Had our honest review bow tie, which will be in the vlog. And we went around to some stores, did some filming, did some talking, handed out some cards,
Yep.
put cards everywhere. Brody was gonna put one on a sleeping man, or was that you?
I was gonna put a card on a
It's
sleeping
either
man.
Brody or Andrew.
oh right,
But we didn't end up doing that because would have been a little bit weird if he woke up.
it just had a card.
My knee was hurting, so it was kind of difficult to walk around. But finally, we got out of there. Colton
'Cause-
went back
Yeah, we
before
left.
us because we were gonna go visit Andrew's aunt.
So what time did you guys get out of Calgary finally? 6?
It was late. Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah.
Overall for us, great trip there and back, no car issues. Thank God. And the whole concert and having everyone there that could be there, absolutely amazing.
I mean, yeah, it was an adventure. Things went wrong as they always do. But I think regardless, we had a good time, and hopefully we can do it again soon. Hopefully Eric can join us for our next little adventure, so he's
So I can contribute to
sitting
this
in the
stuff.
corner.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining, anyways. Thank you and Andrew for, setting up all this equipment.
Yep.
But yeah, I think we'll probably wrap her up here.
Before we wrap her up, to include Eric a little bit more, I want to know from everything we've described, what's like, would you have wanted to be there and participated
No.
in that?
No.
I'm not
Even
good. I can't. I would have lost it in the line of people. I would have lost it standing in a line for an hour and a half.
I think you would have been okay.
Yeah.
It was 45 minutes out in the cold and another 45 minutes inside, so it's slightly warmer inside.
And then you could have stayed on the ramp, and you still would be able to watch if you didn't want to be where it was super loud.
And you can wear earplugs.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there
right,
were
right.
people with earplugs there.
Ash was wearing earplugs.
I
Yeah.
mean, we're asking him if he wanted to endure the exact same torture we went through. I feel like if we would have eaten, had time, stood in line for a few minutes, gotten inside right away, gotten through the
Oh, it
corral,
would've
and
been good.
actually watched the entire show,
Yep.
that'd be a different story of whether he'd want to join.
Right.
But there was
fair.
so much shit that went wrong, and like at the end of the day, we still got to watch the show, and it was still a good time. But obviously that we wouldn't want to go through that again.
No, we'll get it right. We forgot to eat at Trinity, and then we ate a little bit too late at Rockzilla. So we'll get it right either the third or fourth
See,
time.
for chasing, I already have it planned out. Like I do every year, because I camp. Like at Calgary West, there's a big campground
Yeah.
that everyone, like all the chasing summer people camps. There's like a giant party before and after. Everyone goes to Little Caesars for lunch, which we probably won't. There's a Subway next door.
Oh, nice.
And then you get there,
Okay.
and doors are at noon, and you leave at 2 a.m. That's how long it is. And that's 2 days
I'd be
of
passed
that.
out on the hill thing.
But that's the cool thing is like, yeah, there's hills you can sit on. There's chairs. There's free
It
water. Like
does
there's
sound-
giant water tanks everywhere.
It does sound really fun. I'm not gonna lie. Like I'm not a fan of.
EDM.
I never have been. I'm trying to get into it, but the whole being outside and being able to meet people,
Yeah.
and that does sound like a lot of fun. How much are tickets?
110 for 2 days.
Okay,
Man,
that's not bad. We
can
paid
you
up.
imagine? Can you imagine Colton at a fucking
And
festival?
The
handing out
other thing
tickets?
is that concert of ours was 6,000. Add a zero to that for chasing.
I can only imagine after the 12th hour of raving, just people in the concert.
Oh yeah, you can see everyone's energy. Well, actually, no. People start slow.
Then
Just
get
like
into
the
it.
lesser known people, and as the like big names come on, that's when the energy comes out.
They go back.
'Cause everyone does their cocaine and their Molly, and they're partying.
Oh, good
That's
lord!
Yeah.
I will.
I think you'd enjoy going to
I would
that,
plan.
'cause
I'm gonna plan to go to that one.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'll
I
go
gotta be careful
chasing.
with how much time I take off in the summer because I only have so much.
Yeah.
It's only an extra $10 from what we paid to go.
And I think it's 2 days.
Where is Chase?
I showed you guys. It's in the Max Bell Center. Well, Max Bell Center parking lot. So there's 3 stages, one outside the main doors, one to the side doors, and one down the hill
Inside event.
outside. And there's anything you want to do: face painting, body painting. There's obstacle courses, inflatable bounce
So
castles.
there's something for everyone.
literally.
Okay, it does sound fun. Like it's a way bigger, scaled up, druggy version of Stampede.
When we go there, we'll find out.
Yeah, I'll show you the drug tent.
But for now, folks, we're gonna wrap this up. Thank you to all of my friends who joined us. We had a great time. At the end of this video, I'll probably put the picture that we all took at the hotel room, just before we left. Yeah, thank you guys for the memories, and hopefully Eric can join us for the next one.
I'll be there next time.
Thanks for
Yay.
inviting me.
Of course.
We're glad I went.
Yeah, it was a good time. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode. We got a lot of shit coming down the pipeline. Eric's going to be taking on more of a editing role. He's going to do our short form content.
Check out the shorts.
Yep. If you haven't seen Margot Robbie's Mommy Milkers, go watch that. We've got some other short form content
Does
on
not
there.
actually include Margot
No,
Robbie's
unfortunately.
Milkers.
But hopefully we have some more content going up there soon. Andrew's going to help me with some editing stuff as well. And yeah, we're hoping to upscale the quality this year and
Merch coming
hopefully
soonish.
become less
We've been saying
scuffed.
that for so
We'll always be scuffed.
Yeah.
We'll always
we
be
did have
scuffed.
merch at one point. We just then did a rebrand. and then,
I'm getting some new merch made, but
Yeah.
besides the point, we have a lot of shit that's gonna be, coming out soon. So keep your eye out for that. Share the word.
word is the word bird.
Go leave a like, comment on the video if you're watching this. If you're listening on Spotify, we would appreciate watching it. Probably should have said that at the start. Oh well.
If you're one of the
Um,
people we met at the concert and we gave the card to, just leave a comment saying, "Hey,
Like,
Yeah.
oh, that's who these.
that's
fuckers
who that
are.
was."
Yeah.
Where'd
Hi.
this fucking card come from?
So go follow us on all our social medias: Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all the ones. And then go check us out on audio platforms: Spotify, Google, Apple. Anchor is now combined with Spotify. I don't know if they still have their listening platforms, but go check us out wherever you streams.
I definitely want to add one more thing. If you guys found a card and got to this podcast from a card, where did you find it? Like,
Yeah.
comment where you found it.
Yeah.
Tell us.
Yeah, we left some in Bass Pro Shop. Like, I'm curious
Yeah.
Yeah.
where they would have found us
But
from.
whether you're old, and I really hope you didn't listen to the first episode, but whether you're an old fan or a new fan, thank you so much for your support. Hopefully you enjoyed the ramblings of this episode, and we will see you next time.
Bye-bye. Gonna kill me for saying bye-bye.
I've had to shit.
It's cold as fuck.
I had to shit.